my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Mary and I give you an extra warm welcome. I would love it if you grabbed a snack, stayed for a while, and click the subscribe button. I would love to have you. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate you more than you know. My kids are running outside. They're like playing outside the door, FYI. So as you can tell by the title of the video, my Natasha Denona order is in, and therefore my Mini Starlette palette is here. I am going to swatch it for you, create an eye look, and we're just gonna talk. It should be a fairly quick video. I also ordered one of her new lip liners, the I Need a Nude Lip Crayon. I can't remember when these were launched. I did check them out when they were first launched, but I decided to wait, and I'm so glad I did, because then I didn't have to pay shipping for this. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with this first impressions on this new mini palette from Natasha Denona. Okie dokie, hair is pulled back. I did go in to the Anastasia Beverly Hills Eye Primer. So let's go ahead and talk about this little palette. I ordered mine through Natasha Denona, and since I also ordered a lip pencil, shipping was free. There was like a early access whatnot. That's when I ordered mine, but honestly, it doesn't even matter. I feel like I'm always one of the last ones to get my palettes. So yeah, I should have probably just waited for when it was available at Sephora. I feel like I get their packages a lot faster. So the Natasha Denona Mini Starlette palette retails for $27 on the Sephora website. I don't remember if I said that already. A 5-shade ensemble of rosy taupe shades suited for classic or playful looks. I'm pretty sure all of these shades are repeats. None of these are new shades, and I believe they're in the Lila and the Mini Retro. I don't have either of those, so it's a win-win for me. I do enjoy the fact that they changed the unicarton and you can see out the window, which is great. But here is the mini palette. To me, this looks a lot more neutral and nude than what the promo pictures I saw looked like. To me, the promo pictures made it seem like it was more on the pinky mauvey side. But to me, looking at this, it looks neutral. Now we'll see once it's on my skin tone which way it pulls, but just looking at it, it looks neutral. Okay, so here are swatches of the shades. So this is how I swatched it. Up, down. And I think I said Lila and Mini Retro, but it's the Mini Retro, the Lila, and the Star palette came from. I might be missing one of the palettes, but from what I have seen, from what I have heard, those are it. I'm not a Natasha Denona expert. I don't have all of her eyeshadow palettes. These swatched beautifully. They felt amazing on the fingers. I think I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I think Natasha Denona has my #1 favorite eyeshadow formula. I think. Don't hold me to it, but I think that's where we are. Okay, so these tones look very pretty, very subtle. You obviously can't go too deep with this little mini palette. Retails for $27. It did go up in price by $2, but I feel like if you're somebody who wants to experience the Natasha Denona formula, I feel like a mini palette is definitely the way to go, especially if you're somebody who already has a large collection. I doubt you're gonna go through this fairly quickly. You never know, right? Okay, so we're going to start with an eye look. I don't know where this is going. I think I'm just gonna try to use as many shades as possible. Why not? Let's start with this pinky tone right here. I don't say the names. Vega, I think, is the name. Just because every time I look, especially if the labels or the name of the shades are in the back, I always get it wrong, so I just don't even bother. This is a little mini Charlotte Tilbury like blending puffy brush, and then this is gonna go in the crease, and you can actually see that, which is great. I honestly didn't think you were gonna be able to see it too much, but it's showing up fairly nicely. Very pretty shade, and it's actually building up quite nicely. Okay, there's that shade. I feel like it looks just a tiny bit chalky on my skin tone. Just a tiny bit. I don't know, what do you think? Okay, now I'm going to jump into Nude Mauve, I believe is the name. I'm going to use this Sonia G crease brush. By the way, I do have a lot of Natasha Denona's products on my face, like the High Glam Concealer, which I do really enjoy. I feel like I can definitely do a full face of Natasha Denona. I'm hoping, since she's kind of revamping her base products, that we get a foundation from her soon, because I don't have her old foundation formula, nor did I have her old concealer formula. I heard they weren't the best, and those who didn't like the old one, they actually do like this new launch that she did with the High Glam Concealer. I enjoy it. It's a pretty thin consistency but heavy concealer. I do have to tread very softly because if I use too much, it looks kicky and I don't like how it looks in my under eyes. Okay, that's where we're at. Now I'm going to jump into the, I guess it would be the darkest shade. Let's see if I can find the name. Per Se. I think it's Per Se. This is a Sonia G Crease Pro. I'm just gonna use this to deepen up the outer corner a tiny bit. It is deepening up a tiny bit, isn't it? I didn't think it was, but it is. Good, 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 good. I would say these tones are pulling more on the cool tone side on my skin rather than neutral, right? But I do like the contrast of that pinky shade because I feel like it's pulling warm and it's looking very pretty with the other shades. Okay, I put on my trusty NYX glitter glue. Okay, so I'm going to jump into the two shimmers. This one here, what is this called? Raya, and then Galaxia right here. So this will go closer to the outer corner, and then this will go in the inner portion, and then we'll see what we do for the inner corner. Oh, that looks I thought it was going to be a tiny bit darker, more on like the orangey copper side, but it's actually pulling pretty peachy. Okay, now Galaxia, and I need to hurry up because
the noises I'm hearing downstairs are kind of scaring me.
And not that something's wrong with one of my kids, but that they are making a huge mess, as always. And yeah. Okay, this is what we got going on. Very, very pretty. All of the mattes in here are her creamy matte formula, so there's no cream to powder formula in this little mini palette. If you don't like that formula, that's great. I personally do. Sometimes it feels like it could get hard pan, but I feel it's a pretty easy formula to work with. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is just jump in to the highlighter that I'll be using for today. The highlighters that I have tried out from Natasha Denona, besides the one in the face palette and the light one, they all are very glittery. So this is the Bloom Face Glow palette, and this highlight in here, it's nice, but it's glittery. And the same with this one, it's the Mini Bronze and Glow. So it's basically a highlight and a powder bronzer. This bronzer is what I have on, and it runs a tiny bit on the red tone side. I do like it, but I believe this is the only shade available in this little mini one. I think there should be more shades available, but I think we're going to use this highlight for the inner corner. It might be a tiny bit too on the gold side, but we'll see. So I'm picking up this Sonia G detail brush, and I did wet it just a tiny bit with MAC Fix Plus, and let's put it in the inner corner. Okay, yeah, that's gonna work. Perfect. Okay, let me go ahead and finish off the rest of my face, and then we'll talk real quick. Okay, here is the finished eye look. So pretty. I feel like it's a very subtle eye look. If this is what you wear on a day-to-day basis, then you wouldn't be disappointed. Okay, now I'm going to jump into this lip liner. I don't know how many times she has come out with new lip liners, but I believe like this is what the new lip liner line is going to look like. I have her old school, only 2 shades. When there was like the all white with the white cap, those are the ones I have, and I believe those are no longer available. I cannot remember. L2 and L3 I think is what I have. I wanted to pick one of these up when they were launched a month or 2 ago. I honestly can't remember, and I never did. I wanted to wait, and I'm glad I did, because then I was able to buy this mini palette and then add this so that I don't have to pay for shipping. NP 0.5 in Clio is the shade. Don't remember how much it cost, but I'll put a picture up here of the product. And let's go in. Okay, that's a pretty contouring kind of shade. I picked this shade because it reminded me of that Charlotte Tilbury one. What is it called? Iconic Nude. So I figured this could be the iconic nude of the Natasha Denona. Okay, that's a beautiful shade. Natasha Denona, at least this lip liner. I don't remember about the older ones that I have. I swatched it on my hand last night. It's finally gone, but it stayed on for almost till the next day, and I take a body shower morning and night if it's not a hair wash day, so lots of washing. And it lasted. I have here in I Need a Nude in Maria, which is 30 NP. This one's like a nude shade. Maybe I'll do this one just a tiny bit. It's a pretty okay. Face is nice and done. I'm loving this lip combo. I think this Clio lip liner has just become a favorite. Here is the lip liner swatched in case you're curious to see what it looks like in a swatch and against my skin tone. On me personally, I feel like it works as a contouring shade, kind of like Iconic Nude does for me. I am really enjoying that lip liner. Okay, so what do I think about this Mini Starlette palette from Natasha Denona? It performed great. I very rarely have any issues with the Natasha Denona formula as far as eyeshadow goes. I don't know how it's gonna work on dark skin tones. It might look ashy. Yeah, I like it. I think it's pretty. Do you absolutely need it? No. If you have the Lila palette, if you have the Star palette, then you probably don't need this. I do enjoy her mini palettes. And if I was somebody who traveled a tiny bit more, I would definitely be taking my little mini palettes from Natasha Denona. I own quite a few, not all, but I do own quite a few. And every single one of them I think is gorgeous. She does not skip when it comes to the formula, at least from the ones that I own, because I have heard otherwise from other YouTube content creators. Okay, well that's going to be it for this video. It should be a short video. There's so many reviews of this palette anyways. I just kind of wanted to play with it. I bought it. I was pretty excited to use it. So especially when I saw that it's a more neutral than like pinky mauvey kind of palette. All right, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. You have no idea. All the comments, all the likes. If you use my links to shop, it truly does mean the world to me. So with that being said, I would love it if you gave the video a big thumbs up, and also don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I will see you all on the next video.